All right, guys, we are back with another video. And tonight is going to be another Professor X video. I know the Professor X event is narrowing down to the end, and I'm getting multiple requests for Hela. So I brought Hela to G20 today. I started on this screen because I want you guys all to see exactly how she's built, so you have an idea of how mine looks compared to yours. So when we get in here and do some testing, you'll be able to get an idea whether or not you need to change anything. Obviously, if we struggle, I'll go ahead and start throwing some T4s on her. I do not have any right now, but I wanted to keep her there so we can get an idea whether or not any of that is needed. So we've got a couple different team dynamics that we're going to use with Hela. I've had requests for, and I want to get this out there to you guys who are thinking about bringing Hela up to get through this section, so that you have time to get that done before this event ends. So we're going to jump in here now. We'll take a look. I've got Hela at 3 diamonds. I do not have any T4s. So that's where you're looking. She's at 957,000 on power. Obviously, she's 105 gear 20. And we're going to be running her as a raider. So let's jump in here. Obviously, if we need to, we can switch her over to a fortifier or a healer to keep her alive. I don't know if we'll have to worry about that, but if we do, we'll go that route. So let's jump in here and get rolling. This obviously is going to be the cosmic villain section, and we're going to do the last 3 nodes with each of these team comps. So the first team comp is going to be, let's get them out of there, is going to be Shadow King. Okay. Shadow King, Gore, in-game Thanos, and Null. I'm going to double check real quick. I think those are the exact team comps that I've been asked about. So let's double check that because I don't want to test the wrong thing. All right. Okay, yep. We are golden, so let's jump in here. This is the first team comp. So let's throw Hela in here. And I think we're going to go ahead and swap her right there. So let's jump in here and see how it goes. Now the rest of the tunes, all of the other 4 are completely maxed out with the exception of Gore. I think I'm missing 2 T4s on Gore, but everyone else is completely maxed out. All right. Hope you guys are having an awesome day. Today is Monday evening. And for any of you guys that keep track of it, I did not get my 3rd round of Crucible out. I had a lot of technical difficulties. We've got fiber internet being put in our subdivision, and it timed out on me 3 different rounds, and I could not get it to come back up. So I ended up finishing 3rd round on my phone. However, we did win. So we did get promoted to Masters 2. So if you guys are keeping track of that, that's how it ended up going for us. All right. So one thing to note on this level, the Kahoris go right after Hela. So luckily they did not kill her. My only concern with this team comp is that we do not have any taunters, but we'll get in here and see how it goes. So we got Shadow King's ultimate there, which is going to pretty much wipe out everyone. Okay. Let's go ahead and get Darkness out there. We'll get Carnage out there next time. Okay, and we got Hela back up to full power. Okay, let's go ahead and get a rewind out there, getting Greg going. Yeah, one thing to note, if you guys are not aware, every time a Greg dies, the other team gets a little bit of a rewind. So we definitely want as many Gregs dying as possible. right. And we're just going to use our special. Okay, let's go over here with his special. Definitely want to get ability block on Hercules, because Hercules' ultimate would probably kill Hela. So we definitely want to stop that from happening. All right. Now, of course, we need to get rid of that Kahori before she does anything foolish. All right, let's go ahead and get in here with Carnage so we can get some speed up on Null and let him take over the rest of this match. All right. So let's go after Miss Marvel Classic. All right, let's go ahead and use Thanos' ultimate. Okay. And we need to get through Miss Marvel Classic. She is so tanky. All right. All right. That should speed up Null. Hopefully that doesn't kill Hela. Oh no, she's good. No, she's totally good. All right. Miss Marvel Classic is ridiculously tanky. She's got death proofs, but my goodness, you never get her low enough for her to get rid of one of them. All right. Hela's awful low now. She does have a couple death proofs. Wow. Come on. Get through Miss Marvel Classic, for goodness sakes. Okay. Let's go ahead and use his ultimate. Okay. Don't dodge. Okay, finally she's gone. All right, I don't think that level is an issue. It's just takes forever to get through Miss Marvel Classic. I don't know that if I redid that I would not keep Shadow King's ultimate until that last wave dropped, so that you can take her out a little bit sooner. All right, let's get in here on the Blade node and take a look at this one. Now, the other team comp that I've been asked about a bunch is the 3 Annihilators, Shadow King, and Hela. So we'll check that out next. So those of you out there that have been waiting for that, we will go over that after this one. Let's see. I'd really like to get rid of the other Black Knight and hit Blade. Okay. Very good. Okay, let's go ahead and get some darkness out there. Wow. Gore isn't playing around. Okay, let's go ahead and use his ultimate, and we might get rid of most of them with this. All right, and I'm sure the ping's going to get rid of him. There we go. So that node was a breeze. All right, let's jump into the very last one. I don't think we're going to have any issues. I think this team comp is going to work just fine. All right. Here we go. Yeah, I think we got a while here. I think there's a lot of turns coming. All right, let's get in here with his ultimate and get rid of all those charges. Very good. We're just going to use his basic. All right, let's get darkness out there. All right, let's come over here. Let's go ahead. This should get rid of all of them, if not really, really, really close. Okay, Noel's going to hit her. That's going to kill her. Okay. Let's go ahead and stun him. All right, let's go ahead and get Carnage out. Got rid of Hank, which is fantastic. Yeah, I think this one's definitely in the bag. This team comp is not going to have any issues working at all. Now look at Greg getting the kill. Greg getting another kill. Gregs are putting in work. All right. All right, you guys out there that have been looking for that team comp, congrats. That's definitely going to work. Hopefully that will help you get an extra star on Professor X before this event's over. And now you guys that have been waiting on the Annihilators, Shadow King, and Hela, we're going to jump in there right now and try it. Okay, we're going to get rid of that. We're going to move Hela over here. Shadow King, get back over there. And then we're going to put Gladiator right there. We're also going to change him to a striker. All right. Let's get going and see if this will work as well. I think this may even work better than the other comp because we'll have Gladiator taunting so much and protecting Hela. But we shall see right now. All right, is that, yeah, we'll go ahead and see if we can get rid of Ms. Marvel Classic as fast as possible. We are going to hold on to Shadow King's ultimate until this second round drops, I believe. Let's get charge off of all of them. Okay, very good. Let's go ahead and get a stun over here. I don't know. We may have to go about this in a different way. And I don't think we're going to be able to save his ultimate, so we're going to have to use it. We've got to heal up Hela. So let's go ahead and do that. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and strip everything. Except from them two, because they have evade constantly. Get taunt back up on Gladiator. Push Thanos. All right, this will. Strip all that stuff. See if we can get rid of all three of them. Okay, he's gone. All right, let's try this again. We've got to somehow get rid of these Kahoris, which is very difficult to do because we cannot get away from Ms. Marvel Classic. So let's take a look at this. See if there's a different route we can take so that we can get around these Kahoris sticking around the entire match. Okay. Let's go ahead and use his special. Kahori is consistently feeding Ms. Marvel Classic, so we need to get rid of Kahori immediately so she won't keep Ms. Marvel Classic alive so long. Okay, she gone. All right. I don't know. This one may be a little difficult. All right. So we know that we need to get rid of this Kahori, and this is going to do it. Let's use his ultimate here. All right, let's go after Kahori and see if we can get her stunned. No, we cannot. We got to get Shadow King's turn. Okay. This is going to clear everything on Hela, heal her up. Okay. Still has immunity. Very good. All right, there goes Hela. Guys, I don't know. I'm willing to try it a few more times to try to help you guys out, but I don't know that this is going to be something that this team comp is going to work on. I really do not know. If we don't get through it this time, we're going to take a look at her T4s real quick and see if bringing any of them up, if we think that's going to make any difference. We won't just give up because I know how important this stuff is to you guys. We will exhaust every option before we determine that we cannot get through this. But right now, under the current circumstances, it is not looking good. All right, we're going to stay over here and see what we do to this Kahori. Okay. Absolutely nothing. So that's definitely not the play. Okay. She's gone again. Okay. The Kahori in the Msf-Marvel Classics consistently retaliating is making it incredibly difficult to keep her alive. So, we're going to try a couple different things. We are going to jump out. Where you at, Hela? All right. Let's take a look at these real quick. Okay, he's not. Clear all barrier from all enemies. Okay, that's not really that big of a deal. Nothing's keeping her alive there. So, let's go ahead and make her a fortifier for now. See if that helps us. All right. So we're going to try that real quick. I don't think any of the T4s are going to do anything when it comes to keeping her alive in here. All right. Let's jump back in and see if we can get our luck to change a little bit. All right. Let's try this. Maybe we can make this work. This should definitely give her a little more staying power. We're going to start the attack on the zombie Juggernaut so we can get rid of that Kahori. Starting here doesn't do anything because when Msf-Marvel Classic heals, she also heals Kahori. Okay. What in the world? Okay, yeah, we're starting that over. All right. We definitely need to get rid of that other Kahori right out of the gate. We can't have her doing 2 specials. All right. That's better. All right. All right, let's go ahead and get rid of charges out there. Is this going to put taunt back on her? No, it did not. She has immunity. It's absolutely not going to stun her, unfortunately. And now she's got taunt again. And now she's going to heal Kahori. This should remove her death proofs. However, that's going to get her retaliated on by her and Kahori. All right. So we've got Hela now with 2 death proofs and 50% energy, which is good. We really need Thanos to go anytime. That's not great at all. All right. She has another evade, unfortunately. Does she have... She does have immunity as well. Okay. Well, it is what it is. We're going to strip as much stuff out there as we can. Okay. I can tell you, having 2 Ms. Marvel Classics out there is definitely not better than 1. All right. So I'm going to pull the plug on this comp. This team comp is not going to work. All right. That is absolutely a no-go. All right. So the first team comp worked. The 3 annihilators, for one, they're too slow. You're not getting near enough damage out there. It's just not working out. Null being in there made a huge difference. So, yeah, her being in there is not going to work at all. Now, I will tell you that if you took Gladiator out, put Null back in, that will absolutely work. Obviously, Mephisto will work there. Super Skrull would work there. But the 3 annihilators, not going to work, guys. So if this was a comp that you were out there hoping for, I would not waste your resources on this. If you want to bring Hela, you're going to need to bring either Mephisto, Null, or Super Skrull. Okay? Well, guys, I hope this helps you out. Sorry to the guys out there that were hoping that that would work. I do not see any light at the end of that tunnel. You just can't get rid of the Cohoris fast enough. So, with that being said, guys, if you got some value out of this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up. Make sure you hit that subscribe. Slap that bell around and share this with your friends if you think they would see value in it. Also, don't forget, we did start a Discord. The link is in the description. So if that's something that you want to do, you're all welcome, and I'd love to have you there. Until the next video, guys, stay positive and enjoy the game.